Rebel here, representing Rednex gaming community. Check us out at www.rednexclan.com. As first and foremost, parental discretion is advised. Usually don't stream by myself, usually in a party, but not tonight. Tonight, it's just me flying solo. We might have some visitors drop in throughout the course of the stream, so we don't have to sit here like a lunatic talking to myself. Game we're going to be playing tonight is, like I said, Doom, and I think we're starting to get pretty far into it. All the goodies are displayed, usually an indicator that something real big and nasty is around the corner. But like I said, it's just going to be me and my ferret Archer. We're going to brave the evil that let's see. I gotta admit that didn't know what to think about Doom when it first kind of launched with its multiplayer beta. I wasn't a big fan of that real fast-paced Halo kind of style gameplay, but I think ID Software and Bethesda really did a great job this time around. Unlike the disaster that was Doom 3, really didn't capture the essence of what I ever felt Doom was. Because I remember playing Doom back in the early 90s, 93 when it first came out. And I think a lot of the members of the gaming community that I'm part of remembers that too. It's important to keep in mind that RNX is we're an older crowd. Most of us are all in our 30s and 40s. And when they said they were going to remake Doom, I think a lot of the fear initially was going to be that they were going to just do a terrible job at it. But I, like I said, so far I've been pretty impressed with it. And I really like the fact that it encourages that brutality that Doom was always known for. And I'm not really sure what this is. This looks like some sort of... Oh yeah, lovely pentagram here on the ground. I really gotta find out who the interior decorator of this place was, but we're getting pretty close to the end here at this point.
They promised me so much.
It looks like a mastermind. I don't know if you guys are familiar with any of the old Doom enemies, but yeah, that's what this looks like, one of the old masterminds. So typical of a boss fight, we're probably going to die a couple times trying to figure out exactly how they operate. And pillars are gonna go out. Those pillars don't last forever. You know what I bet that's for is the elevation advantage. Getting that thing in the rain. Pretty flexible for a rain spider. Usually as these guys progress, they get more aggressive. So, whereas I usually wouldn't be comfortable using all this BFG ammo all at once, just kind of consider this first run an experiment, see how it operates. You know, ammo's cheap, life is expensive. Oh, fuck me. He doesn't like that, does he? No ammo on the BFG! You know, I was commenting the other day about how... Oh no, not good. Commenting the other day about how when I was growing up, the BFG always kind of stood for big fucking gun. You know, that's what it meant. When I picked it up in this one and when I picked it up in the last one, I said it was, oh, it's the Bioforce gun. I don't know what kind of new age horseshit that is, but to me, and forever, it will always be the big fucking gun. That's, you know, that's what it is. Let's not mince words. Let's call a spade a spade. Alright. And I missed. That's not good. Fortunately, got some extra BFG ammo laying around here. Well, fuck. Need to get to the other side of this asshole here before he decides to spit his blue poison out. Grab some more BFG and up, there he goes. Out of ammo. Alright. Oh. Oh, you bastard. I don't see any health laying around, so we're in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, there's some. Just in time. It looks like every time we engage him while he's doing his lasers... Oh, when he destroys these pillars. Okay, that's where it is. I don't see any health laying around now. Oh no! Alright, third time the charm, I suppose. He doesn't appear to be all that challenging right off the get, but there's usually multiple layers of these assholes that get tougher. And I've apparently been spotted. So let's get right to it, I guess. And again, a miss. Probably wasted that opportunity to get some real good damage in on him, but yeah, oh no. Yeah. Well, this attempt has not been going as well. Let's see if we can't find some weak spots here. We might just be pissing him off with this thing. Uh-oh. Obviously something we're missing here. Guess it would help if I didn't miss with my BFG ammo, right? So I guess we should just wait until we can guarantee a shot. When he's busy doing other things. Like now seems good. He doesn't like that. So I guess I gotta figure out as to whether or not he just doesn't take damage if you're not hitting him in the brain, or just takes less damage. I'm out of ammo with my Gauss cannon, that's not good. G2. Have some. BFG ammo here. Running out of options here, guys. Ouch. Well, he's not looking too great. Just gotta watch for this opportunity to take advantage of how his behavior changes. Yep, advantage of that. And somehow, BFG, which is out of ammunition, is magically not out of ammunition as we shove it in his mouth and pull the trigger. You know, I suppose that's one way to do it.
You've won. It's over. You stopped the invasion and closed the portal.
Oh, good.
But it's come at a price. Argent, Vega, this entire operation. You see, I've watched you work. Come to understand your motivation. You think the only way is to kill them all, leave nothing behind. And you may be right. But we can't just shut it all down. Without Argent energy, it will be worse. I don't expect you to agree. But with this, we can continue our work. I am not the villain in this story. I do what I do because there is no choice.
You always have a choice, asshole. Looks like we're gonna have to kill you next.
I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing in our way. Until we see each other again.
Yeah. I suppose that's the folly of man. In our ultimate arrogance, we think that we both can understand and contain something like that, but how are we supposed to continue the next Doom game unless somebody makes really shitty decisions and continues to fuck with hell? You know, it has been interesting watching them recreate some of these older demons that you can recognize from the earlier titles, like the Barons of Hell and the Hell Knights and the Imps and the Pinkies. It's kind of like iconically Doom, the Cyber Demon, and had to make his appearance, or Mancubus Summoners. There were some other ones that I didn't even recognize them, or they didn't feel the need to put them in there, but as far as would I recommend Doom? Yeah, I would. Especially if you've had a shitty day at work or something and you need to just force some aggression out. I wouldn't say it's like The Division, which is more of a thinking man's game where you've got to think about what you do and stack your gear sets accordingly. It requires you to have a deeper understanding of your play style and the contribution you want to bring to your fire team. Doom's definitely not a thinking game. It's more of a violence and carnage situation, and there's always room for that, as long as you don't expect it to be any deeper than that. I kind of like this screenshot here. That's kind of quintessential Doom, is that the weapons are really the stars of the show here. Less so is Doom Guy himself. I mean, there is lore and whatnot associated with Doom, but not like you would find in other games. The Doom Guy is just that. He's Doom Guy. He's kind of a eternal, faceless killing machine. He's kind of like a nobody, really, because it's not, you know, whether ID intended that to be you, so then therefore they couldn't give him a background story or a name or a face, because you're supposed to put yourself in that role. You know, it's debatable, but light of you not really knowing anything other than just the term Doom Guy really moves to put an emphasis on the tools of the trade over the person wielding those tools. And that's why, you know, the BFG is so iconic, and, you know, the chain gun that you use here is, of course, it's a lot bigger in this rendition of Doom than it was in the 90s, but it's still iconic Doom. The rocket launcher is iconically Doom. And it's really, you know, it's the weapons. You remember the weapons more so than you remember the character. And it's not the first game that's done this, but usually when you have conversations about Doom to people, they don't talk about story development. They talk about the raw power of those weapons. They talk about, I was standing here doing this and I pulled my rocket launcher out, and that's really the point of the story, is what he did with the rocket launcher. Less about where he was and what he actually did with the rocket launcher, but it's just an excuse to talk about it. And under those kind of circumstances, when the weapons are really the all-stars, you know, that's, everybody's experience will be different, because everybody will favor different weapons over other ones. And, you know, there's lots of fancy sci-fi tech guns and gear in this game, like the Gauss cannon, but really I don't think anything beats the good old-fashioned shotgun when it comes to Doom. Or the super shotgun, the double-barreled one, because nothing quite says fuck you like a double-barrel shotgun blast to the face. And I think I had close to 1,000 kills with just the standard shotgun during this first run through the campaign here. So really, when I think of Doom, and it's based on the idea that the shotgun is my favorite. And most of my gameplay and most of my experiences with Doom have revolved around shotgun. You know, if you watch television series and stuff like that, you find your favorite characters and you pay more attention to their role in the development of the story because you favor them for whatever way. And for me, that's definitely the shotgun. I mean, shotguns in and of themselves kind of represent brutality. By the nature of the weapon system, they're up close and personal and in your face, and lots of gore associated with shotguns, not like assault rifles or the AR-15 M16 platform, which is a much more precise, standoffish kind of weapon system. No, shotguns are low penetration, high carnage, real close-up personal work. And I think it might have been the way that they designed this game to kind of encourage that brutality by tying it really into your sense of survival. Because every time that you get close up and personal and you can do a glory kill on a bad guy, you pick up health and armor, as opposed to a cover-to-cover, more tactical style gameplay. Doom really encourages that violence. So the shotgun just seemed like a natural course of action to me. I wanted to be close enough to inflict the damage to then get in there and do the glory kill when the demon or monster, what have you, was in a weakened state, in order to continue the fight more successfully, more health and armor and whatnot. And I think that might have been why when I found the Argent energy cells throughout the levels on Doom, that I really spec more towards health, overall health, and then ammunition, and kind of saved armor for the last upgrade section. And really it's based on the rune trials that you do, and the combination of runes that you carry with you activated. I personally ran with the one that allowed them to drop more health and more armor and more ammo. And ammunition is just as important of a lifeline in these kinds of situations as health and armor, because you've got to have a means to continue the fight. Especially with me favoring the shotgun, I'm going to be out of shotgun ammunition more often than I'm going to be out of anything else because I favor it. So being able to receive shotgun ammunition as a drop for a glory kill kind of encouraged me to stay in close and aggressive, both pick up that ammo and the health associated with that style of gameplay. So I kind of favored that. I'm sure that other people that have played this and are watching or will be watching had their own opinions as to what their favorite weapon was. Go ahead and, after you subscribe, like, or whatever you do with YouTube videos, go ahead and maybe drop us a comment in the comment section about what your favorite weapon was in Doom and what your overall opinion of it was. I'd be interested to hear from you. You should also check out our first impressions video of Doom that we made within the first 10 minutes of picking it up and starting to play it. It was intended to be real comedic. It wasn't something that we took all that seriously, because it's Doom. I mean, how much commentary can you really put in about Doom when it comes to a first impression video, other than talking about how it's different from other Doom titles, and at the same time how they really worked hard to kind of embody that same kind of Doom feel. Back in the 90s it was successful because it had this new and groundbreaking feel to it, and that could be simply because it was one of the first FPSs out there, but also people just kind of fell in love with the idea of it, with the feeling that they got playing it. And Doom has had a long and interesting history. It's had things associated with it, tragedies such as Columbine, Doom kind of took the heat for it. It's those kids that, in their poor judgment, decided to commit that tragic act had used Doom level creators to practice. And you can't. Now, a lot of people will sit back and blame the title itself for its violence and for its encouragement of violence, but how much can you really blame an inanimate object for the influence of our children? I mean, at one point, where were the parents, right? Where were people in these kids' lives to guide them and educate them and raise them with a higher moral standard, not to fall into what they did? But such is the nature of society in America today, is that we're always looking for something else to blame. The moral decay and the stepping away from personal responsibility. It's the whole idea that guns themselves are evil. It's not the gun that kills people, it's people that kill people. I blame guns for murders the same way I blame my pencil for misspelled words, or spoons for making people fat. At one point, you got to step up and take personal accountability for your own thoughts, feelings, and moreover your actions. And young people will be young, they will make mistakes, and that's why it's so important for parents to play a big role in their kids' lives. Since really at the end of the day, all you can do as a parent is be the best influence you can and hope that your kids learn something from you, and that the morals and values that you instilled in them as they grew up represent something that would make you proud. If you try too hard to control your kids and to shelter your kids, they never learn how to face or deal with temptation, and as soon as they get out on their own, they'll go crazy. They don't know how to handle all their newfound freedom. So it's a delicate balance. Parenting is hard. You've got to let them live and make mistakes and learn. And it's a delicate balance. Moreover, what I'm trying to say is that it isn't easy, which is why you should consider what it means to bring life into this world, the responsibility that you've just inherited. And I think there's an advent fear of failure that goes on nowadays, that you see kids would rather not make an attempt to do something because they're more afraid of the idea of failure. They realize that if they never really put forth the effort, that they don't have to face that failure. And that's no way to live your life. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to fail, and the only way that failure and mistakes are really a truly negative thing is if you don't learn from them. You got to get back up on your horse and you got to keep riding and try again. Well, I got unexpectedly deep there. We'll go ahead and end it there. You guys have a good evening. Check out our website at www.rednexclan.com. If you're an older individual looking for other older individuals to play games with, you're team-oriented, mature, not really into that 15-year-old Call of Duty crowd, you should come check us out. We're always recruiting. Put an application in on our website and come back and check it. We usually check our applications pretty often, and we'll get you contact information, bring you into a PlayStation party and talk to you and get to know you and kind of interview you, and we'd be looking forward to hearing from you guys. So with that, I'll say good night, keep calm, and Rednex on.